came for you like they already knew the ending, digging through files, chasing rumors, whispering your name in dark corners, not to understand you, to dismantle you. Every question they asked carried a blade. Every glance searched for cracks. They thought they were hunters. They thought you were prey. But when they pulled back the first layer, they didn't find weakness. They didn't find shame. They found something far more dangerous, the truth you buried. Not buried because it was fragile, buried because it was explosive. The kind of truth that, once uncovered, changes everything. And in that moment, they realized they weren't just chasing a person. They were standing in front of a storm, one that had been waiting, one that had no intention of letting them walk away unchanged. They weren't amateurs. They'd done this before, tearing apart reputations, turning private lives into public spectacles, notebooks, cameras, lies disguised as questions. They showed up with confidence, with that smug certainty only people who've never been tested carry. They thought they could put you under a microscope and still keep their hands clean. They told themselves they were seekers of truth, righteous investigators. But truth wasn't what they were after. They wanted control, to take your story, strip it down, and rebuild it into something they could own. And yet, as they took their first steps into your world, they didn't realize they were crossing a threshold. They weren't walking into a crime scene. They were walking into a battlefield, one where every shadow had eyes. They thought they'd find dirt, skeletons you'd forgotten to hide, moments of weakness they could frame, sell, and spin. They pictured you folding under pressure, stammering, explaining, regretting, because that's what most people do when confronted with their past. They flinch. They thought you were just like everyone else, predictable, containable, a puzzle with missing pieces they could fill in however they pleased. But arrogance is a dangerous lens. It blinds you to what's real. And what was real about you was nothing they had prepared for. When they dug deep enough, they didn't find the scandal wanted. They found the fortress you'd built, stone made from every betrayal you'd survived, gates forged from every loss you'd turned into strength. The truth wasn't a skeleton in your closet. It was a lion in the tall grass, patient, silent, deadly. And the moment they saw it, the air changed. Their questions became softer. Their eyes wouldn't meet yours. They didn't come face to face with guilt or shame. They came face to face with power. And power, real power, is the one thing they don't know how to handle. Your truth wasn't a confession. It was a presence. It didn't ask for understanding. It didn't wait for permission. It existed, unapologetic and unmoved. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't neat, but it was yours, raw and unbreakable. The kind of truth that lives outside of labels and beyond judgment. They realized too late that they couldn't weaponize it, couldn't twist it into something it wasn't, because truth like yours doesn't bend, it cuts. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. That's why they feared you, not because you were hiding something, but because you weren't. Every scar you carry isn't a flaw, it's a metal. Every mistake isn't an anchor. It's a lesson sharpened into a blade. You've been broken before, but never destroyed. And every time you rose higher. That's what they couldn't stand. The way your past didn't cage you, the way you used it to break theirs. You never denied what happened. You never erased the pain. You took it. You forged it into something untouchable. And when they tried to use your past against you, all they did was hand you more ammunition. It started with hesitation. A question left unasked, a glance that lingered too long. Then came the silence, heavy, unnatural, loaded with the weight of everything they didn't want to admit. They came to expose you, but they ended up exposed themselves. The more they looked at you, their own reflection staring back, stripped of its illusions. Their voices shook, their notes became meaningless. They stopped chasing the story and started looking for a way out. Because once you've met someone who can't be broken, you start questioning every place you've already cracked. You don't owe anyone a softened version of yourself. You don't have to fit their boxes or speak in their language. They will call you dangerous. Wear it like a crown. Dangerous people are the ones who refuse to be controlled. The world fears the ones who own themselves completely. Every flaw, every scar, every wild, unpolished edge. Because if you can live that free, you show everyone else that they could too. And that kind of freedom is contagious. That's why they'll try to contain it, and that's why they'll fail. They'll tell stories about you now. Some will sound like warnings, others will sound like legends. All of them will carry a piece of truth. Your name will echo in places you've never been. Your shadow will haunt the ones who thought they could break you. They'll remember the look in your eyes when they realized they'd already lost. And even if they never speak it aloud, they'll know. They weren't just looking into your past, they were looking into a mirror they couldn't face. You are not the sum of what they've heard about you. You are not the story they wanted to tell. You are the storm that rewrites their maps. The wildfire that consumes their safe little boxes. The truth that refuses to be tamed. They came to bury you. Instead, they unearthed themselves. And when they walked away, they didn't leave victorious. They left changed. Because once someone meets the real you, they never forget. And once you've owned every inch of who you are, there's nothing left for them to take.